The Little Baker's Secret. Welcome to Learn English with Stories. Today's story is called The Little Baker's Secret. This is a heartwarming story for Level 3 English listening and speaking practice. Listen carefully, relax, and enjoy the story. In a quiet and peaceful town, there was a small bakery on the corner of a narrow street. The bakery was not big, but it was warm and cozy. Every morning, the sweet smell of fresh bread filled the air and travelled through the town. People smiled when they smelled the bread. They knew it was time to start a new day. Old men came for their morning coffee. Mothers came to buy bread for their families. Children stopped by before school to buy small sweet rolls. Everyone loved this little bakery. A young boy named Leo worked there every day. Leo was only 12 years old. He was small and a little shy, but his heart was big and kind. He did not talk much, but he always worked hard. Every morning, Leo woke up early. He helped his mother at home, then walked to the bakery before the sun fully rose. He opened the door, cleaned the floor, washed the tables, and prepared the shop for the day. During the day, he carried heavy bags of flour. He filled jars with sugar and salt. He helped customers with a polite smile and a soft voice. Even though his body was tired, Leo never complained. But Leo had a secret. Every night, after the bakery closed and the lights were turned off, Leo stayed behind. The town became quiet. The street outside became empty. Only the soft sound of the wind could be heard. Inside the dark bakery, Leo quietly lit a small lamp. He looked at the tools on the table. He touched the flour with his hands. He smelled the yeast and the dough. During the day, he carefully watched the old baker at work. He watched how the baker mixed the dough. He watched how he shaped the bread. He watched how he waited patiently while the bread baked in the oven. At night, Leo practiced alone. At first, his bread was too hard. Sometimes it was too flat. Sometimes it was burned black on the outside. Many times, Leo felt sad and disappointed, but he never stopped trying. He looked at his failed bread and said quietly, "I will try again tomorrow." Each night, he became a little better. His hands learned the feeling of the dough. His eyes learned the colour of perfect bread. His heart learned patience. And every night he whispered to himself, "One day I will bake bread that makes people happy." One morning, something unexpected happened. When Leo arrived at the bakery, the door was still closed. The lights were off. The oven was cold. Soon, a neighbour came running down the street. "The old baker is sick," she said. "He cannot come to work today." The bakery was full of waiting customers. People needed bread for breakfast. They needed bread for their families. They waited and waited. The shop felt quiet and heavy with worry. People began to talk. "What will we do? There is no bread today? This bakery is important to us." Leo stood near the door. His heart beat fast. His hands felt cold. His voice was soft, but his words were clear. I can try to bake the bread today." The people looked at him in surprise. Some people smiled kindly. Some people shook their heads in doubt. Some people whispered to each other, "He is only a child. Can he really bake? What if the bread is bad?" Leo felt afraid, but he also felt strong inside. He took a deep breath and walked into the bakery. Leo cleaned his hands carefully. He tied his apron tight. He looked at the empty oven. He remembered everything he had learned. Slowly, he mixed the flour and water. He added the yeast with care. He kneaded the dough with steady hands. His arms became tired. His forehead became wet with sweat, but he continued. He shaped each loaf gently. He placed the bread in the oven. Then he waited. The waiting felt long. Outside, the customers waited too. The bakery was quiet. Suddenly, a warm and sweet smell filled the air. The smell grew stronger and stronger. People stopped talking. They lifted their heads. They smiled. "The bread smells wonderful," someone said. Soon, Leo opened the oven. Golden loaves of bread filled the trays. The customers clapped softly. Leo placed the bread on the shelves. One by one, people tasted it. Their eyes grew wide. "This bread is soft. This bread is warm and delicious. This tastes even better than before." Leo's face turned red with surprise and joy. When someone asked, "Who made this bread?" Leo slowly raised his hand. At first, the bakery was quiet. Then everyone began to clap loudly. The next day, the old baker returned. He was still weak, but he walked with a smile. He looked around the bakery and saw the happy customers. He tasted Leo's bread carefully. Then he laughed softly and said, "Leo, you have been working hard in secret, haven't you?" Leo lowered his head and nodded. The old baker placed his hand on Leo's shoulder. "You are not just my helper anymore," he said. "You are a real baker now." Tears filled Leo's eyes. His secret was no longer hidden. His dream had come true. From that day on, Leo baked bread every morning with confidence. He still worked hard. He still learned every day. But now he baked with joy and pride. The little bakery became more popular than ever, and the bread was always made with love. Moral of the story: hard work, patience, and belief in yourself can change your life. Even quiet people can achieve great dreams. Speaking practice. Repeat slowly. I believe in myself. I will keep trying. Hard work brings success. Patience makes me stronger. Small steps can lead to big dreams. Thank you for learning with us today. If you enjoyed The Little Baker's Secret, keep practicing your English every day. And remember, never stop believing in yourself.